Hi, good morning, all. My name is Sumit. I'm working as a researcher and a trainer at Network Cancer Aid and Research Foundation for the last 4 years. So, under Network Cancer Aid and Research Foundation, there's a training institute, International Institute of Clinical Research and Healthcare. We are providing training to clinical research, pharmacovigilance, clinical data management, and regulatory affairs. I'm conducting the pharmacovigilance session. So basically, my qualification is M.Pharm in pharmacology. So our course is PG Diploma in Pharmacovigilance. So in this course, it's a valuable for anyone looking to enhance their understanding of the basics of pharmacovigilance. So we provide a comprehensive introduction to the drug safety, the monitoring of adverse drug reactions, and the concepts of such as detection, assessing, preventing the potential risk associated with the pharmaceutical products. So this course is designed to help the healthcare professionals, researchers, and the regulatory personnel understand the importance of pharmacovigilance by ensuring the safety and effectiveness of medicines. So whether you are new in this field or looking to expand your knowledge, this course offers valuable insight into the principles and practices of drug safety monitoring. So in our PG Diploma in Pharmacovigilance course, there are 13 modules are there. Let me share on my screen and show you. An overview of pharmacovigilance. These are the 13 modules. Let's start with what is pharmacology. Before knowing about pharmacovigilance, we need to know about what is pharmacology, what is clinical trials, what are the phases of clinical trials. So pharmacology is the scientific study of the effects of drugs and chemicals on living organisms, which affects a biological system. So pharmacology, the branches are pharmacokinetics and pharmacodynamics. Pharmacokinetics is what the body do to the drug, that is absorption, distribution, metabolism, and elimination. It's the ADME process. Pharmacodynamics is what the drug do to the body. It's the effect of drug and their mechanism of action. So the drug mechanism means how the drug reacts inside the body, how they combine with the receptor and produce the desired pharmacological effect. That is drug mechanism. This is drug interaction. So recognizing the potential for drugs to interact with each other, that is the drug-drug interaction. Then drug-food interaction will be there. Then the drugs will interact with food, beverages, supplements, and other substances. So these interactions alter their effectiveness and lead to adverse effects. What is clinical research? Who all are the key stakeholders in clinical research? Clinical research is any investigation in human subjects intended to discover or to verify the clinical, pharmacological, or the pharmacodynamic effect of the investigational product. That is, any investigation in human subject with an investigational product to find out the pharmacodynamic and the pharmacokinetic activity of that product, with the object of asserting its safety and efficacy. So the key stakeholders in the clinical research industries, pharmaceutical companies, contract research organizations, ethics committee, and the regulatory bodies. They all work together to bring new drug to market. So phases of clinical trial. So there are 4 phases are there. So first, drug discovery stage is there. After that, preclinical testing. Preclinical testing means studies conducted in animals. Then goes to clinical trials. So in clinical trials, sometimes phase 0 will be there. The phase 0 is otherwise known as human microdosing studies. So the aim of this phase 0 is not to test the therapeutic effect, but to check that the drug behaves as expected in humans and to gather preliminary data regarding what the drug does to the body and what the body does to the drug. That is the pharmacokinetic and the pharmacodynamic activities of that drug. The phase 0 is not compulsory. The phase 1, next is the phase 1. Phase 1 is otherwise known as human pharmacology phase. So in phase 1, 20 to 100 healthy volunteers are enrolled to evaluate the safety and safe dose of the investigational product. Next is phase 2, otherwise known as therapeutic exploratory phase. In this phase 2, 100 to 300 subjects are included. And to determine the dose which can provide maximal benefits with minimal level of risk. Next phase is a phase 3 or therapeutic confirmatory phase. In phase 3, so it's a large scale testing phase. Several thousands of participants are involved in this phase. In this phase, they need to confirm the efficacy and to estimate the safety profile. So after phase 3, after a treatment is approved and the drug will be available to the public, the phase 4 or post-marketing surveillance phase. So in this post-marketing surveillance phase, we need to monitor the long-term effects and effectiveness of the treatment in a broader population. Post-marketing surveillance is necessary. Why we need to monitor the long-term side effects? Because in clinical trial, due to a controlled clinical trial, so it's not possible to detect the long-term side effects. So in that case, post-marketing surveillance is necessary. So this is all about the phases of clinical trial. So monitoring the long-term effect treatment through the post-marketing surveillance is a phase 4. So after the treatment approved to the treatment is approved and available to the public, the post-marketing surveillance phase is there. The monitoring the long-term side effects and the effectiveness of the product, then collect data from the long-term side effects and ensure ongoing safety and efficacy in the general population. So next is, what is pharmacovigilance? Why we are conducting pharmacovigilance? We are conducting pharmacovigilance to protect the public health. So pharmacovigilance is the science and activities related to detection, assessment, understanding, and prevention of the adverse effects and any other drug-related problem. So detection means we need to know if the patient is facing any adverse event. So if the patient is facing any adverse event, we need to collect the information and need to assess whether the reported event is required to be submitted. And is this a non-event or a new event? And then we will assess the type of the event, that is whether this is a serious event or a non-serious event. That is the assessment. We need to assess whether this is a serious event or a non-serious event. The next step is the understanding. So we need to understand the relationship between the event and the medication that the patient has taken. So how frequently, how many of such events have been reported, or patients with any other underlying conditions. That is, so apart from the medicine, we need to check whether the patient is taking any concomitant medications, the diet of the patient, patient's age, the patient's gender. These all we need to consider. That is the understanding process. Then prevention. That's minimization measures we need to provide, and all the summary information about the assessment. So after this, the collected information then share with the regulatory authority and they take some actions on the reported event. So this is pharmacovigilance. So the science and activities related to detection, assessment, understanding, and prevention of any adverse event. So monitoring of the medication, then if there is any adverse event, collect the data, analyze the data, then report it to the regulatory authority, then update the clinical guidelines and protect the public health. Next is the historical background of pharmacovigilance. So in year 1974, the development was the very first non-clinical trial by James Smith. What was the trial? It's providing the usefulness of lemon juice in preventing scurvy. Then in 1937, sulfanilamide disaster, more than 100 children died due to sulfanilamide toxicity. Then in 1950, the aplastic anemia reported due to chloramphenicol toxicity. Then 1961, the thalidomide tragedy occurs in 1961. It's a global tragedy, the thalidomide tragedy. And in 1963, the 16th World Health Congress recognized significant rapid action on the adverse drug reaction. In 1996, global standard level clinical trial initiated in India. The clinical trial initiated in India. Then 1997, India attached with WHO adverse drug reaction monitoring program. So enhance the drug safety and monitoring. India attached with the World Health Organization ADR monitoring program. Then in 1998, initiation of pharmacovigilance in India, the framework for drug safety. Next, in 2004 to 2005, India launched National Pharmacovigilance Program and accomplishment of structural clinical trials in India. In 2009 and 2010, Pharmacovigilance Program of India started, that is PVPA, Pharmacovigilance Program of India started. So this is all about the historical background of pharmacovigilance. The second module is adverse drug reaction and safety reports. So what is an adverse drug reaction? What is an adverse event? What is the difference between an adverse drug reaction and adverse? So adverse event is any untoward medical occurrence in a patient or clinical investigation subject administered a pharmaceutical product and which does not necessarily have a causal relationship with this treatment. So in adverse event, it does not necessarily have a causal relationship with the treatment, but in adverse drug reaction, the response to a medicinal product related to any dose, that is, it's a confirmed drug related. This adverse drug reaction is a confirmed drug related, and the adverse event is uncertain drug related. So that is the key difference between the ADR and AE. So what is a side effect and what is medication error? So a side effect is an unintended, it's maybe a minor reaction from the drug. It does not require any discontinuation of the drug. The medication error is a prescribing error or dispensing error or administering error. So a side effect is an expected outcome. Both may cause harm, but side effect is an expected outcome. But the medication error, it can be preventable. So while prescribing the drug, some error occurs, or dispensing that medicine, that wrong dosage or to wrong patient, that is the medication error. Next module is the methodologies and benefit assessment of medicines in pharmacovigilance. So what all are the components of pharmacovigilance? Passive reporting, active surveillance, targeted clinical investigation, and descriptive studies. So passive reporting, it's spontaneous reports, so case series. So what spontaneous reports means? Voluntary submission of adverse event. reports by the healthcare professional, the patients, or the manufacturers. So this spontaneous reports helps to identify new or rare adverse drug reaction. But in some cases, the healthcare professionals or the patients, they will not report this adverse reaction. So in that case, due to underreporting, it may suffer. Next passive reporting process, the case series. So case series means a collection of reports on patients with similar adverse events, so that it helps to recognize the pattern of that adverse drug reaction. But there is no comparison group is there. So there is no control group is there. So that is passive reporting, the spontaneous report and case series. Next is active surveillance. That is proactive monitoring. So this proactive monitoring involves actively seeking out data on adverse event through registries, electronic health records, or targeted studies. These provides a comprehensive safety profiles. We can collect data from IICRH registries and studies. So in this active surveillance, the better data accuracy will be there. So unlike this passive reporting, the active surveillance will have better data accuracy. Next is the targeted clinical investigations. So, yeah, in targeted clinical investigation, focus the studies, that is, specific studies designed to investigate known or suspected safety concern of the drug. This, they will provide the detailed information on the causality and the risk factors. So we can find out the risk-benefit analysis, whether the benefit of the drug outweigh the specific population, outweigh the risk. Next is the descriptive studies. So descriptive studies analyze the frequency and distribution of adverse drug reaction in populations, giving insight into the incidence and pattern of drug-related events. So this descriptive study serves as a preliminary step in identifying safety signals that may need further analytical and experimental investigations. So these are the components of pharmacovigilance: so passive reporting, active surveillance, targeted clinical investigation, and descriptive study. So these methodologies are essential for comprehensive pharmacovigilance and ensuring drug safety. Next is the management system and drug dictionaries in pharmacovigilance. So the management system, that's August, IICRH, then MedWatch, WHO, World Health Organization, Drug Dictionary, Metro. So in Argus, so it's a comprehensive drug safety software. It's an Oracle's Argus software. It's widely used in pharmacovigilance platform. They used to manage the case report, adverse drug events, then for the regulatory submissions across the drug life cycles. This Argus streamlines the reporting process by automating case processing, ensuring compliance with the global regulatory standards, like European medical agencies, medicine agencies, then FDA and others. That is Argus. So it's a software. It's widely used in pharmacovigilance platform. Next is IICRH. So it's another system for collecting, assessing, and reporting the adverse events. This IICRH supports end-to-end safety data management and advanced analytical tool to track the safety trends and generate the regulatory reports. Next is MedWatch. MedWatch is FDA system. So this system is for the healthcare professional and consumers to report adverse event and medication errors. So this plays a vital role in ensuring safety alerts, the recall of the products, and updates based on the reported adverse event, enhancing drug safety and public awareness. So this MedWatch is FDA's system. The medical dictionary for regulatory activities, that is MEDRA. So this MEDRA provides a standardized language for reporting adverse events globally, and they're facilitating consistent and clear communication between the regulatory authorities, then pharmaceutical companies and researchers. So global standard terms are there, medical terms are there. So the MEDRA's hierarchical structure, it enables the detailed classification of medical terms. Next is the WHO-DD, World Health Organization's drug division. So it's a comprehensive database. It provides standardized coding for drug names, the ingredients used in the drug, and their classification. It's widely used in pharmacovigilance and regulatory reporting. So this WHO-DD, that ensures uniformity in drug safety reporting across different systems, countries, and studies, and enabling more effective cross-comparison and data globally. So these systems and these dictionaries are the key tools in ensuring effective pharmacovigilance and regulatory compliance across the pharmaceutical industry. Next module is seriousness and expediteness and causality assessment criteria. Expectance assessment, causality assessment, then Naranjo algorithm, Hill's criteria, then regulatory implications. These all are the comprehensive adverse drug reaction assessment framework. So expediteness assessment, it evaluates whether the adverse drug reaction is previously known or it's a new or it's previously known and labeled in the packages inside the product or in the product monograph. So if an adverse drug reaction is unexpected, it may trigger additional regulatory actions or require updates to the product safety information and labeling. So that is expectance assessment. Next is causality assessment. So causality assessment determines whether there is a reasonable association between the use of the drug and the occurrence of the adverse event. So whether there's a relation between the signal produced and the drug, that is causality assessment. So the Naranjo algorithm, so it's a questionnaire used in the pharmacovigilance to determine the adverse drug reaction. So in this algorithm, there are numerical scores are there to determine the probability of the relationship offering by the and the standardized and the objective approach of the causality assessment. So that is Naranjo algorithm. So questionnaires was there. Hill's criteria. In Hill's criteria, it includes the factors like strength of association, consistency, specificity, and temporally to the assess the causality between the exposure, that is the drug and the adverse event. So the association between the causality assessment between the exposure and the event and the outcome. That is Hill's algorithm. So these criteria, this comprehensive framework, they are important in determining the relationship between the drug and the adverse event, ensuring rigorous safety assessments. The next module is aggregate safety reports and risk identification and assessment. So in the drug development phase, there will be DSUR, that is the Development Safety Update Report. Then periodic adverse drug experience report, PADRA. So this periodic adverse drug experience report is a US FDA required report to the pharmaceutical companies. The pharmaceutical companies need to submit the report and summarize adverse drug experience and safety data for approved drugs at regular intervals. That is better. Then PEBRA, that is periodic benefit risk evaluation report. So in this periodic benefit risk evaluation report, they need to assess the overall benefit risk balance of the drug, incorporating the safety data and efficacy findings overall time. Usually this data they need to submit periodically to the regulatory agencies. Next is the PSUR, or periodic safety update report. So this PSUR is required by the European Medicines Agency. This is to evaluate and update the safety profile of approved drugs based on all available safety data, including the post-marketing surveillance. So these all are the aggregate safety reports in pharmacovigilance. Next is pharmacovigilance regulatory effects and medicines risk communication in various countries. So in various countries, the regulatory authorities are different. So in India, CDSCO is the regulatory authority responsible for overseeing the drug safety, clinical trial, and post-marketing surveillance. So CDSCO is Central Drug Standard Control Organization. So this CDSCO is responsible for overseeing the drug safety in India. Next is FDA in USA. FDA is responsible. So FDA is responsible for regulating drugs, biologics, and medical devices, and the post-marketing safety reports like PEDRA and MedWatch. So this FDA they need to communicate risk via the public health advisors and the drug labeling updates and product recalls to safeguard the public health. Next, in Europe, it is EMA, that is European Medical Agency. They oversee the pharmacovigilance across the European Union, requiring safety data submission via PSUR and PEPRA. So it manages the centralized monitoring of adverse drug reactions and communicates risk to the public and healthcare professionals to safeguard the public health. In UK, it's MHRA in UK. So the medicines and the healthcare products regulatory agency, that is MHRA, the medicines and healthcare products regulatory agency, they safeguard by collecting the adverse event reports through a yellow card scheme and enforcing the post-marketing surveillance. In Australia, it is TGA, that is the Therapeutic Goods Administration. It ensures the safety of medicines in Australia throughout monitoring the adverse drug reaction, requiring periodic safety reports, and overseeing the post-marketing surveillance. So it communicates the risk through safety alerts, public health warnings, and updates to medicine labeling and usage guidelines. So these are the different regulatory agencies in different countries. They are responsible to collect the adverse event reports in different countries. Next is pharmacovigilance program in India. So it's the services of Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission. So in Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission serves as a National Coordination Center, that is the NCC, National Coordination Center for Pharmacovigilance Program of India. So they ensure the collection, assessment, and dissemination of the adverse drug reactions across India. This Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission, they also plays a key role in creating guidelines and training programs They are conducting training programs to standardize the pharmacovigilance program across the healthcare pharmaceutical sectors in India. So that is the service of Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission. Next, adverse drug reaction reporting in India. So the healthcare professionals and the public can report adverse drug reaction through multiple channels. It's including the mobile app, online portal, then helpline numbers will be there. So India has set up a network of ADR monitoring centers across the country to collect and analyze the adverse drug reaction data, contributing to national and international drug safety database. So, pharmacovigilance system master file and capacity. So, pharmacovigilance system master file. It's a comprehensive document that outlines the pharmacovigilance system in place at an organization, detailing roles, processes, and responsibilities to ensure compliance with the regulatory requirements. So they are organized in training programs will be there. That is how the capacity building takes place. So training programs that collaborate with the Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission focuses on capacity building by organizing some workshops, training programs, awareness campaign for the healthcare professional, and enhance their understanding in the pharmacovigilance practices. Then introduction of digital tools. This Pharmacovigilance Program of India, the PVPA, recently introduced digital tools like ADR, PVPA mobile app, so that can facilitate easier and faster reporting of adverse drug reaction and improving the efficiency of pharmacovigilance efforts. So the future focus on global integration, collaborating globally. PVPA aims to strengthen its collaboration with international pharmacovigilance system such as WHO, UMC, WHO, World Health Organization, Uppsala monitoring centers to enhance global drug safety and improve reporting practices through advancements and data sharing. So that is the pharmacovigilance program of India. Next is material vigilance across the world. Yeah, material vigilance program. So this material vigilance program focuses on monitoring and reporting adverse events related to medical devices by ensuring the safety and quality, by identifying risk and promoting corrective actions across the healthcare system. The FDA's medicine device reporting. The program requires manufacturers, importers, and the healthcare facilities to report any device-related adverse events or malfunctions to ensure prompt action and prevent harm to patients. Then guidance for manufacturers on vigilance in UK, MHRA. So the Medicine and Healthcare Products Regulatory Agencies, that is the MHRA, they provide detailed guidance for manufacturers on reporting adverse incidents related to medical devices, ensuring compliance with the post-marketing surveillance and safety regulations through prompt reporting and investigation. Next, material vigilance services across the European Union and non-European Union countries. So in European Union, the Medical Device Regulation, MDR, they mandate strict vigilance requirements for manufacturers, including reporting adverse event and implementing corrective measures. It's the Material Vigilance Program of India. So the MVPA, the Material Vigilance Program of India, focuses on monitoring and reporting adverse events related to medicinal devices, ensuring the safety and quality, and by identifying the risk and promoting corrective actions across the healthcare system. Next is signal detection and data mining. The data sources will be spontaneous reporting system, clinical trial data, EHR, global safety database. The tools used is Oracle Argus, Vigilize, and we are conducting the statistical techniques. Then the methodologies is machine learning algorithms, automated detection methods. Next is pharmacovigilance of herbal drugs. So the need of pharmacovigilance in herbal drugs is to ensure the safety and efficacy of the product by monitoring the adverse effects. So unique adverse effects are there because the herbal medicine can cause adverse effects, including some allergic reaction, toxicity from the contaminants, or interaction with other drugs, so that the pharmacovigilance of herbal drug is important. So the current pharmacovigilance for the herbal drugs, it's evolving, and with the effort focused on establishing standardized reporting system and improving data collection methods. Future directions include integrating advanced technologies and global cooperation to enhance the safety monitoring. So the current state of future direction is to standardize the reporting system, then global cooperation. So the challenges in the herbal drug pharmacovigilance, it's due to their complex composition. So the variability in plant sources and lack of standardized control, quality control. So yeah, identification and assessment of adverse event is a little complicated. So that are the challenges of pharmacovigilance of herbal drugs. Then pharmacovigilance complaints and inspection. Yeah. Systematic collection of the ADR reports, then assessment reporting it to the regulatory authority, coordination of inspection, then standardized procedures and guidelines for the safety data management, reporting and complaints. So the common findings are there. Is there any inadequate reporting, insufficient data management, lack of staff training, and so corrective action needs to be. So this is the pharmacovigilance complaints. So next is training on the softwares, that is Argus, Aris Global, ABQs, and the software platforms. The training on Argus, including the comprehensive training modules, including case management, adverse event reporting, then regulatory compliance. So this equipping users with the skills to effectively navigate and utilize the platform for the pharmacovigilance activities. Next, this ARIS Global. This ARIS Global training emphasizes the use of its advanced analytical tool and reporting features, and enabling users to efficiently manage and analyze safety data, generate report, and ensure adherence to regulatory requirements. This is ABQ. So this training focuses on the intuitive interference and functionalities for managing pharmacovigilance data, then helping users efficiently input, then track and report adverse event and automation features and all. So this is all about the training. Yeah. This is all about our pharmacovigilance session. So this is an overview. We will conduct all these 13 modules. This is all about it. Thank you.